Today's lesson is lesson 3-9, and the title is Subtracting Across Zero. You have learned to regroup to subtract three-digit numbers. Today you will learn to subtract three-digit numbers when there's a zero in the number you're subtracting from. Down in the bottom right corner you see the kind of problems we did today. Learning target: I can solve three-digit subtraction problems using paper and pencil. When in real life have you needed to regroup when subtracting three-digit numbers? I thought of the idea of a cash register with play money in it. Other people talked about doing some subtraction with real money at the store, or if they're trying to see how many Lego toys they have after they gave some away. Here is a problem to puzzle over. A community center needs $302 to buy a printer. So far it's raised $164. How much more does the center need to raise? Before you solve the problem, ask yourself this: what is the important information? What is the problem asking you to do? What words let you know whether to add or subtract? Here I circled the important information, which is the number 302 and the number 164. I underlined what the question was asking, which is how much more does the center need to raise, and I put the words that told us we needed to subtract in red. How much more? That's a key to me that I need to subtract. I had students write the problem on the back of their morning math worksheet. They solved the problem, and if they got stuck they were drawing it with place value blocks. After that we did a couple more problems together as a class. 402 minus 139. Our steps were we wrote the problem with the first number on top of the second number. We estimated the answer, so we rounded 402 to the nearest hundred and we rounded 139 to the nearest hundred. Then we solved the problem. Then we checked our estimates and decided if our answer was reasonable. Pause the video to do that now. Here is the answer. 402 minus 139 in the red on the right. You see it's 263. I also have my estimate there, 400 minus 100. I checked to see, is 300 close to 263? Yes, it is close. So that's a reasonable answer. Here's another one to try on your own. 300 minus 157. Pause the video to do all of those steps. Here's the answer. 300 minus 157 equals 143. That is close to my estimate of 300 minus 200 equals 100. One of the things students were having a lot of trouble with on this lesson was the fact that we need to regroup in the tens column twice. We change this to a 10 when it gets some from the hundreds, but then we change that 10 to a 9 when it gives away some to the ones. Tricky concept to understand, but once they got it, they were okay. Okay, here's another one, 200 minus 74. 200 minus 74 is 126. And again, notice that I'm changing my regrouping twice up here on top of the tens column. I love that middle number. One of my students told me it was like the Robin Hood of numbers, stealing from the rich, give to the poor. And it kind of is. It takes some and it gives some away, so we're regrouping twice. And this guy is confused. I don't understand why you keep writing 10 above the zeros. We talked about why. Basically what we're doing here is we're getting 10 from the hundreds column, and we're adding 10 to what we already have, which is 0. 10 plus 0 is 10, so we write the 10. And then of course we cross it out when we give away 1 to the ones column. So, this boy says, so we are learning that we have to regroup every time we are subtracting from a number with a 0 in it, right? We did thumbs up or thumbs down to see if we agreed with this. The truth is, the answer is, change the slide, the answer is not exactly, no. No regrouping is needed in 500 minus 400. No regrouping is needed in 706 minus 305. This problem here is another example. There's zeros in the top number, but we're not regrouping to find the answer. Here's one that we did as a class. Writing to explain. The art club needs 605 beads. A large bag of beads has 285 beads. A large bag has 285 beads. A small bag of beads has 130 beads. Will one large bag and one small bag be enough beads? Explain. Before we solved this, we asked ourselves the same questions we always ask with word problems. What's the important information? What is the problem asking you to do? And what words let you know whether to add or subtract? Students were able to tell me that the important information are the numbers that we have in that problem: 605, 285, 130, and they were able to know whether or not we needed to add or subtract. Here on this one, I circled the important numbers and I underlined what the question was asking, and then we decided we need to do both add or subtract. But the other question I asked, can you solve the problem by estimating? Yes, we decided yes, it would be easier to solve by estimating. I can round the numbers. We're trying to see if 285 plus 130 adds up to 605 or more. We can round 285 to the nearest hundred. We can round 130 to the nearest hundred. So that would be 300 plus 100. 300 plus 100 is 400. 400 is not close to or more than 605. It's not anywhere near it. So no, it will not be enough beads. Here I've written that down. 130 plus 285 rounds to 100 plus 300 equals 400. 400 is much less than 605 and they do not have enough beads. We looked at this problem before we did it on the textbook because it was tricky, and I was pointing out to students that you need to read the captions in order to solve a lot of these problems. The pictures are not just there for decoration, the captions have important information sometimes too. And then that was it for today.